Have you read this book, Profit First?
Yep.
Yeah. So the idea behind Profit First is accounting is a lag indicator. You don't find out that you're unprofitable until you reconcile your accounts from last month and realize that you're unprofitable. And so accounting is a lag indicator. Advertising can very much be the same thing. Often when there's a problem on like one specific step, whether it's clicks, conversions, or close, it could be an indicator for sure that there's a problem on that page. However, you can't neglect the fact that you can chase that problem upstream, and maybe that problem that you were experiencing here or here is a lag indicator for something that you experienced at a previous step, right? So I gave the example before. Let's say you have a really low conversion rate. Sure, you could look at your landing page and make some changes there, and you should do that. However, don't neglect chasing the problem upstream and going, well, who am I sending here? Are they the right people? Are they in the right mindset? Am I showing this to the right people? Am I giving committed language instead of curious language? Am I filtering for the right thing? Let's say they get to your sales process and you're saying things like, oh, they're expecting a consulting call. We'll chase the problem upstream. Was the expectation being set that this is a consulting call or is this a sales call, right? And again, like chase the problem. You can even chase it all the way up to here, right? And so you want to be able to chase problems upstream. If you have a show rate issue, maybe it's in your booking sequence, maybe the expectations were unclear on the landing page when they booked a call, were they like really clear on what they were doing? And so you can chase problems upstream. Because if you have a problem here, it could be a lag indicator for something that you did wrong here. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
No questions. That's pretty common sense.
Cool beans. So those are all 10 principles. So now that you understand those, as you start building out your ads, even like individual elements of your landing page, if you can look at it through the lens of this stuff, you can troubleshoot, you can diagnose, and you can just see a more holistic kind of overview of your lead generation strategy rather than just being like little individual parts that have no relationship with each other.
Is there a template or a way I can map this all out to visually see where I'm could be better, where I'm weak, where I'm really strong, where I can optimize?
Yeah.
What data can then go back the other way?
Yeah, I use a Google Sheet, which we'll record a Loom for it later, because what you can do is, again, you count the cards, you just look at the last 30 days or last however long, and you go, all right, my link click-through rate's here, my conversion rate's here. Oh, my show rate sucks though.
Yeah.
I'll give you a perfect example actually. When we do like advisory calls for people that are like Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, if they're saying like, and again, this is the chasing problems upstream, if they're saying they're getting a really low conversion rate on their landing page, we'll ask them like, what's your link click-through rate? And if it's north of 2%, it's like suspiciously high, right? So what we might be better off doing is adding more commitment. So it goes down to 1%, but our conversion rate triples. Again, that dials not switches thing.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll talk at quite a length about like industry, like KPIs and stuff like that, like what link click-through rates to aim for, what CPMs to aim for, what conversion rates to aim for. But at the end of the day, you should be able, and you can model all of this out in a Google Sheet where you can just put in, I'm spending this much money, this is my CPM, this is my link click-through rate, this is this conversion rate, this conversion rate, this conversion rate, this conversion rate, and then just spit out the bottom line revenue at the end.
And then what about in terms of the wording of specific things across the funnel? Is there a way to document and put into a bucket of, oh, this works, to then repurpose back to, let's say, the creative?
So you mean like looking at the numbers, just seeing what's working,
Yeah,
repeating?
so beyond the numbers.
Oh, okay. So like seeing what is working so you can like replicate more of that. Oh yeah, that's a good question. So like, okay, ads are an easy example of that. So if you have one ad that's doing very, very well, what you want to kind of do is like dig around in that direction for adjacent or complementary ideas. So let's say, for example, your best performing ad is, the idea of it is relying on word of mouth. Well, what would an adjacent idea to that be? Like what's close by to that?
Relying on word of mouth, adjacent would be affiliate networking.
Yeah, like referrals, right?
Yeah.
And so you talk about referrals next, and then that does well, right? Or if the good performing ad is skepticism, so like the one that's doing well for us is like, what's the worst things about the workshop? An adjacent idea for that might be, what do people struggle with the most? It's a similar idea, it's worded differently. It's like, well, the worst thing is like getting their accounts set up.
Yep.
What they struggle with the most might be your account set up again, but it's just messaged slightly differently.
But you'd only change one variable so you know exactly what moves the needle.
Yep. So there's this concept in copywriting that Michael Masterson came up with, I think in the 90s. So Michael Masterson was like the fucking goat for copywriting pre-2000s. And he summarized, so the video's on YouTube actually. He gave him, I think it was like an hour long, this talk about, he summarized all of his years and years and years of experience advertising into what he called the rule of one. And so the rule of one is good marketing copy follows one idea, one story, one emotion, one promise, and one call to action. And so what you can do is when you write ads, you follow the rule of one. And then when an ad's doing well, you look at it through the lens of the rule of one. So what was the idea here? What was the story here? What was the emotion here? And then you just dig around in that direction.